And we're now joined in by a special guest. We're joined in by Acharya Pratishtha. She's a yoga guru. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on DD India News Hour. Greetings to you on the 10th International Day of Yoga. We have been showing continuous reports to our viewers about the mental and the physical benefits of yoga. But living in today's times, we've been seeing how people are braving the heat wave, and how heat stroke and heat-related, difficulties and troubles are very much part of our daily lives these days. To begin with, let us get more from you as to, can yoga be a resolve, be a solution to this growing heat wave and the heat stroke and heat-related ailments and illnesses which people are facing? Are you there with us, ma'am?
Yes, I'm there with you. Wonderful question. And I would just say, I would answer it in two parts. One is the practical aspect of yoga. So are there some such practices which can be done to reduce this heat effect, this change of the weather effect? Yes, definitely there are, which I will be demonstrating right now in this program. But other than that, the second aspect, that we have to adapt yoga as a lifestyle, not just as a mere set of physical exercises. And when we talk about the lifestyle, very important element of yoga is yam and niyam, where we follow the path of purity, where we follow the path of shuchita. So we learn to live in coordination with Mother Nature. That means we also should do something to protect Mother Nature if we want to protect ourselves. That's the first thing. And as we talk about the practical part, so there are some very simple exercises which everyone must do to cure the problems related to heat stroke, related to the increasing temperature. One such practice is Shitali Pranayam. Now, from the name itself, you can understand Yathanam Tathaguna. Name, the meaning itself is Shitali. It generates some cooling effect in our entire system. So how do we practice Shitali Pranayam? I'll just show it to you. To practice Shitali Pranayam, we sit in cross-legged position. And while sitting in cross-legged position, any comfortable posture you can take. Even while sitting on chair, this can be done. And our hands should be in Jnana Mudra. And we have to make a pipe of our tongue. So when you make this pipe of your tongue, inhale through that pipe, and you will feel a cooling sensation at the tip of your tongue. We just have to focus on that. So let me just show it to you. So we inhale through this pipe, we feel the cooling sensation at the tip of our tongue. Hold your breath as long as comfortable, then exhale through your nose. Just look at me once again. This can be done 5 to 6 times, so we can repeat it 5 to 6 times. This is also a part of the protocol given by Government of India, which we follow every International Day of Yoga. When you practice Shitali Pranayam, you will see sudden decline in your increased high blood pressure. It will help you in curing problems related to acidity, gas, skin burn, heat that's going in your brain. And these days you must be seeing people are really angry because, temperature has changed. Temperature is going too high, so it controls your anger, it controls your irritation. All the problems related to heat, they can be resolved by continuous practice of Shitali Pranayam. Second practice is Shitakari Pranayam. Now this is, again, the name itself says Shitakari. It generates a cooling sensation not only inside body, but also at your gums and at your brain. So how do we practice it? Place your hands once again in Jnana Mudra, and we have to join our teeth this way. And inhale through your mouth. You will feel a cooling sensation at your gums, and also a hissing sound will be created. We have to focus on that sound. So let's sit and then exhale through your nose. Do not hurry to open your eyes just after completing it. stay with your eyes closed for some time and then gently open your eyes. So this Shitakari pranayam can also be practiced 5 to 6 times, 5 to 6 repetition. And I always say it creates a natural AC, air conditioning within your system. But more than that, it's important that we understand yoga is not just a mere set of physical exercises. Diet plays a very, very important role in yoga. It's called ahar vigyan in yoga. So make sure that you are drinking ample water. You are taking ample fluids in your diet. You are taking more of the salads and raw food in your diet. You are taking more fruits in your diet rather than taking fried and junk food. So take sattvic ahar. Practice these practices every day and adapt yoga as a lifestyle. Stop hurting Mother Nature. Learn to live. See, yoga means to unite. So until and unless we don't unite with Mother Nature, how are we going to be healthy? So we also need to take care of some very, very simple things so that we learn to live in coordination with nature, and that's going to give a solution to all of our problems.
All right, yes, that was a beautiful thought, ma'am. But then when we talk of, yoga as part of our life, as part of our lifestyle, and not just about physical exercises, it is about mental health also. It is about unity with Mother Nature as well. We are celebrating the 10th edition of the International Day of Yoga. What has been your evaluation of how yoga has reached out to the world? Because we've seen time and again over this last decade how yoga has become popular across the world, and it is not just limited to a particular domain now. So what is your evaluation of how far has yoga evolved when in its reach to the global audience?
Yes. See, I always say that yoga, the word itself means to unite. So today when individuals are scattered, when families are scattered, when society is scattered, and when nations are scattered, we need a science to synthesize, and that science to synthesize is the science of yoga, which the literal meaning of this word is to unite. So when I say that United Nations has declared this International Day of Yoga, they have actually given true meaning to their name, united. So yoga is a science that is the solution to each and every problem of humankind. I have also worked as a senior diplomat, and I've seen how people's perception towards yoga has changed in past 10 years. Earlier, they were practicing yoga, but with a different view. They didn't have this thought that, oh, this is something which is coming from Bharat, this is something which is coming from India. But today, they have accepted the Bharat Yoga, the traditional classical yoga of India, with a more spiritual and scientific aspect. And that's a big change. And it has also helped us in spiritual tourism. So there are so many changes that we see today. So I believe world is accepting yoga with broader hands, broader hearts, and broader heads. So we also need to learn, and not just learn, teach, promote, propagate yoga. Teach yoga to your children. I always say a family that does yoga together is always a happy family.
All right. On that note, we'll end this conversation here. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on DD India News Hour this afternoon.